heroes, and welcome back to the Dirge. This will be the 6th installment of my 25 game series that I use to chronicle my experience in Hero League so far this season. This is a game that I'm actually really excited to show you guys, because I know I make a lot of mistakes. We definitely get outplayed by the enemy team, and I'm looking for as much constructive criticism as I can get here. I know I did a really bad job anticipating the enemy's moves, their cooldowns, ultimates and whatnot, and they did a really good job. Three of them in particular I felt played really excellent games, and our team had a really hard time countering that, myself included. At certain points throughout the video, I'm going to ask for specific advice on decisions that I made at different points in the game, and I'm hoping I get some good responses in the comments below. So we'll skip past this. As you guys know, in the initial engagement, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know in the initial engagement I'm probing more so for information than I am for kills. Just to see who is strong and weak on my team, who is strong and weak on the enemy team. And I tend to play a little safer and not overly aggressive in this opening engagement. So here's a little picture of what that looks like for you guys. Now here, I was a little afraid, even though the Stukov is letting their silence sit in the middle here for an extended period, I'm a little afraid to come over on the backside, just in case. I don't want to get caught in stun by a Nubarak and a fend on Cassia. We almost secure a kill there on a Nubarak, but he burrows away just in time to save himself. At this point, once he runs away, I know they have an Abathur, so I make the decision to go head to the top. I saw his crickets up here, so I figured in order to get a start of at least trying to counter that experience gain that Abathur is so famous for, I'd come up here and try to counter some of that experience. I saw the cricket coming out of this bush, tried to jump him there, clear the minion wave, and then go on a mini little slug hunt here to try to find him, see if he may have retreated to the top in any of these areas up here. I see this cricket come over here, so I know he retreated to safety. And even though Abathur is going to be dual soaking, my goal at this point is now to get at least one or two of their structures down before the first objective to help counter his experience gain and make sure that we don't give them a talent lead going into the first objective. So we'll fast forward past some of this. I do end up getting their top tower and most of their wall down. We've only given them one kill so far, so they don't have a large experience advantage, but like I said, the Abathur is doing a good job, and he is doing what he's most well known for, giving his team the advantage in experience-wise by soaking two lanes at once. So this is a point where I want to ask for some advice. I know, as I said, that Abathur is going to do what Abathur does and continue dual soaking, trying to give his team the experience and talent advantage. And in HGC and a lot of pro games I watch, I see the solo laners will stick to the solo lane to make sure that even while their 4-man is down fighting over the objective, there's still one person there soaking minions, getting experience for his team. I didn't want to do that here. I felt it was better for me to help my team out, because I do see that they have the potential to get us in team fights, and their team is responding very well to each other. They're working very well together, and I figured I'd be more beneficial coming down and helping us secure the first objective versus just staying in lane soaking experience, only trying to counter the Abathur. I thought the decision I made was that winning the first objective was more important than soaking the experience, because they didn't have a talent advantage quite yet. They have a 1 level advantage, but until they hit level 7 they don't have a talent advantage. So I wanted to secure this objective for our team and hope that the experience we get from the cavalry and the push was going to help once again minimize any advantage that the Abathur's experience gain is going to give for his team. So as we watch this battle play out, you see my Diablo gets caught out, I get caught out, and we both end up getting killed to the Genji. Even though they do get capture our objective, we do end up getting it back. And make a push onto theirs once we regroup. But now I notice they do have a talent advantage. And we're nowhere near getting to level 7. We have a couple minion waves to clear, so I come up here, at least get this one. I don't want to let their avatars locust creep too close to our structures and start doing damage there. Their enemy team's not showing on the map, so I know they're not trying to apply too much pressure right now. I feel like that was the right choice. It did push them back far enough. It delayed their progress. I see Stukov. He's already shown that he's going to let his silence sit down on the map for quite a while. So I pressure him there just to get him to stop his silence and move back, enabling my team to move in, and we do end up getting the objective here. So now I'm pretty excited. Okay, good. They do have a 2 level and a 1 talent advantage over us, but we did get the first objective, and I'm hoping the value we get from that's going to help make up for some of the the levels that we're down. I see our Rayners trying to put pressure on their Stukov because he's caught out of position, so I come in to try to help him secure the kill. Their Nubarak does a great job right there, coming in and peeling us off of the Stukov. Saves him. Cassia punishes me for getting overextended and caught in the mud, being way too slow to get back out. So now you see their Abathur ported down to bottom lane. Their structures down there are doing a good job taking down our cavalry. I point out to my team we need to soak better. They're going to get level 10, and we're still going to be stuck 2 levels behind at level 8. Now here I come up to join my team in this push, but the objective's over, so I go after their Cassia, who is out of position, and I'm hoping to punish her with a kill there. Don't end up getting it off, but I see my team is going down to mid lane, so I stay in the top, once again trying to get as much experience for my team as I can just by soaking this lane. We ended up getting very little value out of that first objective, so I don't know if the decision I made about putting such a high emphasis on getting that first objective was worth it, and that's sort of why I'm asking for everybody's advice there. Was that the right call? Was that not the right call? Was that my fault? Like I said, I'm here to improve, so I'm hoping to get some good feedback there. No, I don't see the point in splitting my experience with Deckard. I have my shield, and I know I can out-trade just about anybody on their team that they send against me in this lane. So I'm just playing safe, doing Fenix stuff in the solo lane, and I will eventually tell Deckard to go help the team that I got this up here, even though it hasn't come quite out in chat yet. And that's one example right there of how I know I did a bad job anticipating the enemy's cooldowns and abilities. Because Genji comes in and basically lets me kill myself on his deflection. I should have stopped my damage there, moved around a little bit, not used my plasma cutter. But now that I'm low health, I end up coming down here to join the team in mid lane, being that the objective is only 5 seconds away. We do have Artanis down here with a new Barak. In this lane, their Abathur goes back to top lane. And we did make up a little bit of the experience gain. We at least have our ultimates going into this objective, so I'm hoping to keep it even here. Once again, they don't have a talent advantage until they hit 13, and both teams have their ultimates. So I'm hoping to at least make this a competitive fight over the objective. Once again, was that the right call? Should I have stayed here? Or should I have stayed in the lane and try to continue making up some of that experience disadvantage that we're at now? There, Anubarak didn't have his burrow down, I believe, so we ended up getting a kill off of him. Genji was almost dead. Genji had to retreat to go tap. We ended up getting a kill on Anubarak and on their Cassia. Gets us 2 kills, gets us a capture on their objective, and helps make up for some of that lost experience that we're behind. So here comes their team back to try to recapture the objective. So even though we're behind on levels and talents, we're doing a pretty good job of winning the objectives and still winning these team fights. But it's after this objective where things really take a turn for us against the team, against our team. So we sent 2 mid, I stayed bottom with Diablo. Once again, just looking to assist our cavalry in getting as far up their lanes as possible. So I'm not really sure why Diablo decided to turn here, but Anubarak cocoons me here, and I'm not really able to do much of anything until it ends. He doesn't, he stuns me when I come out of it. It's an immediate crowd control chain there that I wasn't able to do almost anything to him, and he ends up getting our cavalry down, putting no emphasis on attacking me other than even targeting me other than getting some crowd control off, and then he escapes. So I wasn't able to push further up the lane than just this front fort. I wasn't able to secure a kill on Anubarak. He did a really good job crowd controlling me long enough to just kill our cavalry and move on. So I come up here to join my team in this fight here. Now that we're past level 10, and this is something that I could use, once again, some input on. I don't put so much of an emphasis on solo laning to make up for Avatar's experience gain. And I spend more time team fighting. I do come up here to clear this wave just to push him back because, Avatar's Locusts do add that extra consistent little bit of pressure to push our structures down. So I'm trying to just go up, it doesn't take me very long to do it. I go up, do my job, clear the wave, go back and join the team fight again. In that time we ended up, losing some teammates, and it's just down to me and Diablo. So I should probably play safer here than I am, and as you can see, I end up having a retreat. Stukov does a good job right there. That's the precise moment that I was going to use my warp, but he silenced me out of it, and Genji ended up getting the kill. At this point, 13 minutes into the game there, Genji has 12 kills, 1 death. He's playing a very good game. So as I respawn, I see my team's clumped up and grouped here at mid, trying to make a counter push to push the lane back from the progress they just made. But they just hit level 17. We're at 14. So once again, going into this objective, they have a talent advantage and a 3-level lead. So I do what I've been doing, trying to just keep their Abathur back from getting that consistent pressure. Since the last time I was up here, I believe there was a tower still up, and he managed to get that tower down just between last time I came up here to clear the top. And I'm looking to catch somebody out of position, but they're not really giving us a whole lot of opportunities to capitalize at this point. And I see the body language of my team and my tanks is that they look like they're on the retreat, so I come on the retreat and stay back and play a little safer instead of diving in and getting more aggressive. I lose my shields, have to come down. I'm hoping to get a little kill there. I end up just barely missing the kill on the Genji. Their Stukov heals him back up, and we can't secure any kills. They chase us off, and I end up dying there to the ball lightning from Cassia. Now that they know they have a numbers advantage on us, they chase us down. They're securing kill after kill. We're just out of position, and there's not a whole lot that we can do. Our Artanis is giving up and losing hope, even though up until this point, and this is a bad time to just give up and say it's no use. I don't know if he meant for this objective, for this engagement, or if he was just giving up on the game. But we won the first couple objectives. We have, even though we've been at a level and talent disadvantage a lot of times, we were still winning these team fights. I feel like that's a bad time to give up. But I think what's impacting that is he's died 4 times, has 0 deaths. He doesn't feel like he's playing a very good game right now, so he's starting to lose hope. He's starting to lose heart. Even though technically we were winning the objectives and we still have just as good a chance of winning the game. We have more structures up than they do right now. We've taken down more of theirs. Even though they have a level advantage, we still end up stopping them from capping that objective, making a push onto theirs. Once again, their Stukov did a good job of canceling our Deckards. Stay a while and listen. Genji does a good job chasing down the Deckard kill. Cassia finishes off Artanis. I can't really secure anything for the team here. We're too spread out. They're chasing us down, giving kills up, and I don't want to go into for too hard of an engage. Our Rainer decides to hearth out of there, and here I go. I play stupid, just trying to delay and interrupt them from getting our objective. I end up paying the price for it, and now I'm going to be sitting out for a while. So now they just hit level 20. Even though we've won every objective in the game up until this point, they are drastically out-killing us. We're still holding our own in team fights, but now it's late game. They have level 20, and we're still stuck at 16. So we're 4 levels behind and at a big talent disadvantage. And those are the 3 players that I identify throughout the course of this game. That they're Abathur, their Genji, and their Stukov are all playing very well. Their Stukov's making great use of his silence. Their Genji's doing his job and being the finisher for his team. He doesn't have the highest damage, but Genji is a finisher with that hypermobility, being able to move around the map and finish us off as his other teammates are doing the sustained damage. He's doing a great job of finishing off the kills because he can reach us as we're retreating. The Abathur, almost 30,000 experience contributed. The Stukov's numbers aren't crazy high, but as I said, he's done a great job up until this point of casting his abilities in the right places at the right times to stop our retreats, to stop our advances, and he's just making a what I feel is a good use of that hero in this circumstance. So we end up holding off their push there, kill all the cavalry. I go for this camp. I know at this point they're not showing on the map, but smart thing for them to do, and they've been playing pretty smart till this point, is they're going to go for our camp too. So I'm going to let our camps cancel each other out in mid lane, hopefully. At worst, at best, somebody mid lane kills their camp, and we can get a little extra value out of it. So here I'm just sort of waiting. I see a couple of them on the map. I don't want to over-engage because I don't see all. I don't see their Stukov. I don't see all of their teammates showing on the map, so I don't want to over-engage there. So just playing a little conservative. I want to try to take out their camp since now that ours cleared. I don't want to leave it free to just push. So in the time that I'm clearing this camp out, they make another smart play and end up going for boss. So now we got their boss pushing top lane. Well, we have to fight over the objective. I should have probably made the call for myself, for me to go up top and clear that lane and let my 4-man try to fight over this objective. We've done, like I said, we've done a pretty good job so far, even at a disadvantage of winning these objectives against them. But I'm playing way too conservative. I see their Genjis trying to channel on our objective there. I have to waste my planet cracker to stop him in time. None of my teammates are putting an emphasis on actually getting in on this objective, so I didn't want to engage by myself and give up another kill to him. Especially, like I said, that Genji has shown himself to be a good strength on their team, so I don't want to hyper engage on him and give him more opportunities than he's making for himself already. We end up getting a trade out of that. Genji does go down, but Cassia does take out our Artanis. Deckard and I are low on health, so we have to retreat. And now they're gaining progress on capturing this objective, but their boss is at our core at this point, doing damage directly onto Drekthar. So I decided to back up, try to take this down, and then, you know, they did a really good job of playing the tic-tac-toe game of putting us in an unwinnable situation here in the late game. We did a good job trying to stay in the game early and mid-game, but in the late game here, all it took for them was one objective, one good call of getting the boss at the right time, and they turned the game around, and that's what's going to get them the win here. I will admit, it was I don't know if it was a matter of us being outplayed because of the kill-to-death ratio here, 24 kills on their team versus 7 on ours, or if it was a matter of them making the right decisions at the right times, or a combination of both. As I said, people can get disheartened when they're dying so often and they don't feel like they're putting they don't feel like they're putting a contribution to their team when in reality they are. I don't think anybody on our team played throw-worthy or bad enough to be called a troll, bad enough to say that they don't care or didn't try to win this game. I think we all did a relatively good job for being in lower ranks in bronze and silver. Nobody played Grandmaster level, not myself. I don't ever claim to play Grandmaster level, but they did a good job capitalizing on our mistakes. And especially here in the late game, all it took, like I said, was one good boss call and one win of the objective to secure them the victory in this game. So like I said, I hope you guys are leaving comments in the section below. I hope you guys are enjoying my commentary on the game. I try to give you my perspective. I really hope to improve on the game, and I know that I stand more to learn from losses than I stand to learn from wins. So that's my take on why we lost. That's my take on what I could do better. I'm hoping that somebody watches this will give me some insight that I'm not seeing myself and can answer the questions that I raised throughout the game. Was I making the right calls or wrong calls by clearing those minion waves and trying to counter that Abathur experience? Was I making the right calls or wrong calls by joining the team fights when I did? So, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this. I'd appreciate it even more if you liked, subscribed, and left your comments in the section below.